One more tool that you can use when you're setting up a project and breaking it down on an organizational side is the zones and control points section. As I mentioned before, zones and control points are totally optional. You don't need to use them, but they do serve a couple of purposes. The first purpose is if you just want to break down your room even further. So you can have multiple zones within a room. So if I right click on my room, I can choose to add a zone. And so in this case, I'm going to have zone 1 already and add zone 2. And then within a zone, you can have multiple control points. So if I right click on the zone, I can choose to add a control point. And then you can associate one of your devices to that control point. So if I select the control point over on my left side, it's going to give me my options of what I can associate with it. And you'll notice that you can only associate the controller in this case. You're not going to be able to associate your control device, because think of your control points as like circuits rather than just a general device. So in this case, I have this guy selected and I'm going to associate kind of like I do with linking. So you'll notice we went from red to green in this case. And you'll also note that for the ELED1's circuit or channel, you now have the identification of the zone control point that you've assigned it to. So you can see its name up on its main level, but underneath the channel itself, it's saying this is where I am located. So you can either select this guy up here to see where he's already linked or associated, my apologies, or you can look down here as well as another reference point. So that's just another way to break it down even further, but what I find to be the best reason to use this tool is for when you're looking at a controller that has more than one channel. So we're going to collapse room 2 and room 2 parentheses 1 for now and just focus on room 1. So we don't have any devices yet. Let's go ahead and pull one over. We're going to select the ELED3 in this case, and when I expand it, you're going to notice that you have 3 different options here. You have your primary zone, your secondary, and your non-daylighting. So we only have one control point in this zone at this time, and I'm going to go ahead and right click and choose to add 2 more. And this is so that I can break it down to say that within this zone, these guys are each put to these individual points. So I'm going to go ahead and link A to my primary, B to my secondary, and C to my non-daylighting. And when we were doing all of this, there was only one option for each one, and that's because you should only be linking 1 to 1 or associating 1 to 1 at this point. And you'll notice they all have their unique identifiers.